What originally drew you to science fiction?
The first stories I read in science fiction were the 40s and 50s, but mainly the 40s classics. Van Vogt, Simak, Clarke, all people who have very heavy mythical qualities. So I felt at home. And there were those characters dealing with life and death situations. And it's what attracted me, I guess. Mm-hmm. That part of me who likes heroes. Heroism. That's a difficult word to pronounce.
Were you conscious that all those early heroes were men? Was that a barrier for you?
Not at the beginning.
No.
It dawned on me slowly. As I was evolving, it was in the 60s, and at the end of the 60s, I was gradually becoming aware, had my consciousness raised, as they say. I always think of. Anyway, and at that time, it was beginning to bother me. I was actually ready to drop science fiction, more or less, because I was fed up with cowboys in space. And then Ursula Le Guin came. I read The Left Hand of Darkness, and it had been prepared by all the other stories I had read by women, but it was somehow, it coalesced, anyway, it came together.
Came together. So when you started out, what approach did you want to take with the heroes in your fiction?
I'm not sure I have heroes in my stories, be they female or male. I don't write consciously at that level. I try to embed it on a subliminal level, maybe, but I'm not consciously trying for heroes. Mostly my characters, if they are heroes in spite of themselves, reluctant heroes. I suppose they don't trust themselves enough to consider themselves as heroes. And I guess that's what the real heroes are, people who are not self-conscious as heroes. I am the hero, right? Watch me on my pedestal. What do you say, pedestal?
Pedestal, right.
Okay.
But one of the mythic concepts that's tied to the classic hero is the quest. And both Elisa in The Silent City and Lisbeth in The Mother's Land are motivated by personal quests.
All my stories have quests in them. It's the basic.
Yeah.
It's the basic mythic structure, I think, which informs all that I write.
And yet, clearly, Elisabeth, you're not just using the quest as a plot device in those books.
Oh no, it's something essential. It's just the way I live. I mean, I'm looking for meaning. I'm looking for completeness. I'm looking for awareness. So that's the basic motivations for the quest.
Right. In much of your work, but especially within The Mother's Land, your characters have an ambiguous sexuality. Lisbeth is attracted to both men and women. Why are you so interested in that kind of sexual fluidity?
My main character is someone who might be able to interact as much with women as with men, which is something not natural, not normal, not either normal or natural in her society. So I suppose the sexual fluidity, as you call it, is related to that. She's a mutant too. This book is about change. So what better metaphor of change than the sexual one?
The origins of the mutants isn't really explained in the novel. How did you picture them as having evolved?
The fact is I don't really know yet. Now, for the time being, they are natural mutations. But I'm not so sure. I've been rereading some of the stories, the earlier stories, which take place at the beginning of the next century and so on. And I'm not so sure they're not somehow artificial or something. Because it is very important in a philosophical way whether they are natural or artificial. The meaning is totally different. I personally lean towards the natural mutation, but I'm not sure yet.
So where do you see this all headed with your next book, The Reluctant Travelers?
The Reluctant Travelers has nothing to do with either Silent City or the Maryland Chronicles. It's taking place in a very here and now world, and it's somehow boxes within boxes within boxes, and it goes from one phase to the next. It's a changeling novel. I mean, you first think that you are in a realistic novel, and then you realize that you are perhaps in a parallel universe, and then it goes on to shades of a spy story, perhaps, or a mystery story, and then it's a quest story, and then it's modern, magic realism story.
Right, okay.
And it's a very strange thing. I call it my postmodernist novel. I don't know if it is really, because science fiction is not used in there as a postmodernist gimmick. It's really the basis of the thing. It's it's a strange book, I hope.
Great. Thanks a lot, Elisabeth.
Thank you.
Okay, Nancy, stop record. As Elisabeth's work is translated into English, a whole new readership is discovering her hard SF, just as readers are discovering Jeff Smith's Bone, unlike Guy Kay, who's, well, already pretty well known. Guy's fantasy fiction is in the style of Tolkien, as is Jeff Smith's Bone, but Elisabeth Vonarburg's SF isn't at all. So what do these three different creators working in three different genres all have in common? Three things. They acknowledge their influences while creating profoundly personal visions. I like them, and you should read them. Today's show was brought to you by the letters K, S, and V, and the number 3. Next week on Second Nature, Dr. Phyllis Thorne, a sleep disorder expert, proved in court that a Canadian man got dressed, drove a car, and committed a murder, all while sleepwalking. Now Dr. Thorne believes she can explain the Reagan era.